So it was a very interesting piece, mainly because of what it was able to do in a small amount of time in a very grounded aesthetic. I think it was interesting having it built around a child. Normally, the child is used as a villain in horror films in general, but this was a very sort of insular and introspective piece, mainly because the young man was the only character on screen. I thought visually there was a lot of interesting dynamics, especially from the open as we transitioned from him walking to him getting to the house. And I thought that the piece really worked well with both silence and with sort of jump scare dynamics, and it was able to be scary by maintaining tension and by navigating sort of the latent emotional fear of what could happen, as opposed to lots of crazy things happening on screen at once, and which made me feel like it was a very sort of intelligent approach to playing out a concept in such a short amount of time. So I thought it was well done. I thought the music really matched the mood of the piece, and that's why I feel like I enjoyed it.
The little camera choices, when we see the little boy in the mirror, sorry, cleaning his iPad, and then he bends down, and then his reflection is still there. Um, it's so quick, and if you blink, you'll miss it. The lights are flickering, and as soon as the light turns off, you see a shadowy figure. Um, so it was really quick paced, and I liked that. It kept the energy going, it kept the tension high, and I loved the ending. And it was like simple but effective, and really it gave you everything that you wanted.
The editing in the beginning helped to sort of warp that reality and help with that disconcerting tone, make us feel on edge a little bit right off the bat with that editing. The whispered chanting in the background was really creepy and added to the tone as well. Really helped the audience feel that uneasiness that comes with a horror movie, ready for those jump scares. The jump scares were effective, especially with. I loved the moment when we had the light turn off and the shadow creature would come closer and closer. That was really creepy. Um, I like that. I also liked the fact that we never got a good look at the monster. I think that helped with imagining, like letting our imaginations run wild. I think when horror films show too much of the monster, it sort of loses its scariness in a way, because the unknown is always the most frightening, the most terrifying thought. So keeping that villain under wraps and keeping that evil for us to use our imaginations on, I think that worked really well to make this as scary as possible. And I also liked the choice to only show the child's reaction when he opens that door and sees the evil spirit or the devil. I liked the fact that we only saw his reaction. We didn't actually see the monster. So we could just see the horror and let our imaginations run wild again, just to see this kid's, face virtually melting off in terror. Definitely made this a very scary film.
That was like a thriller for people who are really into the horror thriller. I loved a lot of the camera choices, this building of the shaky steady cam. I loved a lot of the lighting choices, changing the different hues and the different colors as the piece went on to build tension and suspense and really highlight like this malevolent presence around. And just ending it with this child being dragged away and just like open-ended. I think that is like the best thing you can do in a horror thriller, is have the audience be like, well, what is the final fate of this little boy? And the point is, you don't know, because that makes it so much scarier. So I really love that decision. I really liked this piece. I think it was really creative. It was really fun, really suspenseful, and just really well put together.
The shaky camera that built as the kid was wondering what was going on was an excellent move. The different colors without actually seeing a devil, but just shadows, and then the red coloring made it a brilliant work. It really did. It had my heart pounding, made me jump a few times, which is something that doesn't really happen in a lot of short thriller films. This actually felt like a horror film, a complete horror film, where you feel for this little boy, and the whole time you're hoping that the person lurking is his mother, when really it's not. And the fact that it ends with him being dragged away makes you want more of this film. You want to know what his mother's reaction is going to be. You want to know if this devil is going to grab more children in the area. If it really was a devil, maybe it was just a bad guy in the house. But either way, it's really well done with the flashes of light and the different color schemes that, plus the score and the shaky camera as he gets nervous. It makes it all brilliant, and it keeps the heart racing.
This shows us what is it like to open doors. We open doors all the time, and we are unaware of potential dark forces in between our daily trivialities. And this film showcases this kid who is so brave, and the situation that, even though it's quite short, is absolutely terrifying. They have brilliant special effects, and the actor's performance was outstanding. I loved it. It is just so terrifying. Um, the close-ups and the camera effects are just amazing element to add to the terrifying, mysterious entities that are out there.
It was a good little one location short film, uh, and it got the point across, and it got the vibe across, which I really like that. I really like the editing. I think the editing really carried with this one, and I really, you know, it really elevated it to the next level and really brought that thriller aspect of it to it. So I thought it was really effective.